Hi everyone, welcome to this video. This video we're going to talk about my electronic lab. My electronic room. You want to call it whatever you want to call it, and the equipments and the parts that I have that I use every day and stuff like that to do my project and the products that I make for my clients and stuff like that. So, obviously every lab's going to be different. You never find a lab which is both the same. Everyone's tend to have their own specific kind of equipments and the parts that they will use, the brands that they like. If this brand is cheaper, there's some people like the very expensive brand and stuff like that. I'm not like that. Whatever is cheap on that day, has all the specs that I want, has all the options that I want, and it's got the best bang per buck. Then I'll buy it. I tend to go like that. I don't go really cheapy stuff like that because I don't want to jeopardize my measurements and stuff like that. But eh, you know, I don't go top of the line either most of the time. So let's just start on some of the stuff. So this is basically the parts that I have from far away. You can see, and then we got some over there. Okay, so this side is mainly the hardware stuff where I take things apart. So I've got all my screwdrivers and pliers and wrenches and things like that. Then over there we have my very first soldering station here, which is a Maplin with a company in the UK, which doesn't exist anymore. And this is one of these old school one, big funky looking one. It's a 60 watt. Then we got an El Cheapo Chinese one over there. Okay, and we got the Aten hotter station, my very first hotter station, still works after many years. And I got a desoldering station there. But I hardly use this, but I thought instead of having a solder sucker, why not? It was cheap, so I got it. And then we moved to over here. We got my function generator, one of my function generators over here. It's a DDS type, so it's a digital synthesis type, and it goes up to 13 megahertz. And we got obviously sine, square, triangle, and stuff like that, and amplitude and things like that. I think I bought this on eBay for not working, and I managed to fix it. Most of the stuff that I have I bought from eBay and I managed to fix. Again, eBay purchase, it was working, so I didn't need to fix it. I bought this cheap. It's a linear power supply. It got two ranges, 30 volt 2 amp or 60 volt 1 amp, and it's really good. This is my my big oscilloscope that I have here. It's a Regal, and it's a 4-channel 100 megahertz, and it's a MSO 5104, which has been hacked, and it is, I think, 300 or 350 megahertz with all the other bells and whistles obviously unlocked. Okay, we have another power supply, and this is kind of a precision power supply from HP Agilent. It is 20 volt 5 amp. I bought this on eBay, not working. It didn't have a cover either, so now I've got a little cardboard over there. It does what it does. It's a very nice precision, up to 2-digit precision type here. And there's another one over there which I managed to fix as well. Both of them had the same issue. I bought both from the same seller. The screen wasn't working, so on both of them there was nothing on the screen, but everything else, you could hear everything else working, and there was output as well. So the problem was the power supply for the screen, the VFD screen wasn't working, so I managed to fix them. And over here we have my dummy loads. I got 2 of them. These are really good. They're not that cheap. They're not that expensive compared to some of the expensive ones, but they do the job. I got 2 because most of the time when I build project, I always tend to make my own power supply, and most of the time I got dual rail, so I need to test both on the load, so for positive and negative, and I have them too. Okay, and come over there, we have another signal gen, but this is just a RF gen, so it's only a sine wave, 500 megahertz. Again, I bought this cheap on eBay. It wasn't working because the reference oscillator wasn't working, so I managed to fix it, and it goes to 4999999999999. So I'm up to 500 megahertz, which is good. And I only have one of the knob over here to get the output levels. That's it, really, doesn't do much. And these are my meters. Again, fluke meters, I bought all of these on eBay, non-working. You can see here this one and this one doesn't have the front cover like these two have, because they were smashed or broken. So you know, I had to take them out because obviously I couldn't see the digits and stuff properly, so it was annoying me. So I took them out and I couldn't find a replacement. So they do work, so I don't really care. I'm just a bit careful not to throw things at them when they annoy me. I like these meters. The only problem with these meters is the battery use. I mean, these things just like to chew through your battery. So what I've done is I don't really care. I'm not going to take this into fields or anything like that. So I don't really care about what the state of them are. So there's only going to be used for electronics, nothing else. No major high voltage or anything like that. The only high voltage I'm going to use is the mains on transformer, or just checking the power on, like, you know, equipment and things like that. So what I've done is I've put lithium batteries here at the back from electric cigarette chargers. I got a friend who smokes a lot of these electric cigarette things, and I've told him to save all the batteries, all the ones that he doesn't use anymore. So they all got nice lithium batteries. I put 2 in parallel, 2 in series, and I get a voltage for my voltmeter. And this switch at the top is there to cut the link between the batteries, so they're not in series anymore, and I can charge them individually. Yeah, as I said, these meters, they chew through your battery. I mean, like, you get really bad battery life with these. Even with the Duracell, which is, like, you know, a really good brand here, they chew through the batteries really bad. And most of them had really bad battery contacts area. They were all, like, you know, corroded and stuff like that. Otherwise I would have just put lithium AAs and then just charge them outside. But because everything was just really messed up, I had to get a bit medieval and just do my own crap at the back. But anyway, if they work, I don't really care. This is not a fashion show, so as long as they work, I'm happy with them. Another thing we have is my forgot what they called that. My microscope. Yeah, this is I bought from the AliExpress and on Star. I don't know, whatever it is. It's not bad, actually. The quality of it is not bad. This is good. Originally, I thought, you know what, I'll just buy the one that's got a screen on it and I can just hang that up and then whatever. And then I decided, you know what, I can't be looking at this tiny screen. So I bought a monitor at the back there, which I use it connected through the HDMI. And we got the monitor over there. So I don't know if it comes up. Let's see the quality of this thing. Let's get a board. Where is the board when you need one? Board. Let's turn it on. Will it come on? Oh, they're saying goodbye now. Why goodbye? Where's your hello? There we go. Welcome. It's connected to a camera. That's why. No, we don't want to connect to a PC. When it connects to the PC, it just becomes a storage device and it doesn't do anything. There we go. You gonna work or what? There we are. There we go. So if I put this on this side, obviously it's gonna look a bit washed out on the camera and the thing, but yeah, it works. It works fine. I got no complaint on it. And the only problem is when you're doing videos and stuff with it, there's no bloody microphone on it. So you got to use 2 different devices to, you know, record and then record bloody sound as well. Anyway, I've got an extractor over here, which is a tiny little Konoko. I don't know, Noko, whatever it is called. Whatever it's called. Anyway, it's fume extractor. It's not bad. It does what it does. You know, it's not one of those Heiko brand or the top brand thing, but as long as it takes the smoke away, I'm happy. You know, it's not really that much of a thing for me. My main scope here in the middle here, it's not a touch screen. It's I think it might be the first scope that I bought. I don't remember exactly, but it's a DSO 2102. It's a 2-channel 100 megahertz, and it's been hacked to, I think, the maximum, I don't know, 250 or 200 megahertz. And that's the main scope that I use most of the time. And the other one that I had is only when I want to need a specific and I need the bandwidth, then I use that. So that's the scope that I use most of the time. And I've got another function generator over here. This is the analog type, and it is by GW Instinct, and it goes up to 13 megahertz. And again, I bought this on eBay, managed to fix it, changed the BNC connectors to brand new BNC connectors, because the one that it came with was very dirty and it wasn't working properly. So I managed to change them, and it works perfectly fine. We got two more El Cheapo. Well, this one wasn't that cheap, but again, El Cheapo, Chinese brand. Southern Station. We got one with this kind of tip, and I have one which is a micro tip, like so, when I'm doing really small SMD stuff, and they work alright, no complaint. Anyway, we got another linear power supply. I only have linear power supply in my lab. I don't like switching type. Okay, that's because most of the work I do is in linear region, and most of what I do is low noise stuff, so I don't like switching type. This one, Farnell brand in the UK, 2 times 35 volts, 2 amp. You can have them in parallel, you can have them in series. Very good. We have my main hotter station over here. It is Aten again, but this one is a really beefy one compared to the other one we had, and it doesn't get that much use, but I thought I'd buy one in case I need it, you know, because the other one doesn't have that much of a thermal that much of a heat actually coming out of it. If you get a board which is like, if you get like a PS5 board or anything like that, there's no way you can use that Aten to take any ICs out of that, so you're gonna need this bad boy to do it. And over here we got another power supply, bought on eBay, changed the connectors here, changed the knob to these funky ones. I know it's the knobs are big, but I know, you know, I know this is voltage, I know that's current, I don't really need to read what's behind them. 30 volt, don't go funny, 30 volt, 2 amp and 2 channel, really nice. And what else do we have? So those are all the equipments that I have on my lab that I use most of the time. And then let's get to the components. So I tend to use these containers for my components, and let's grab some and let's see what we got over here. I think if I put you guys on the tripod, if I can find the tripod, let's see. Oh yeah. Oh, this tripod is heavy. The base of it is really heavy. Let's go. Tripod. Where are you? There we are. Let's go back. And let's put you guys over there. Okay, so most of the parts that I buy is from companies in the UK, and I tend to I've got a lot of contacts, a lot of people contact, and if the company going bankrupt or the company's going into bust or things like that, they contact me and I buy their stock. I sell most of them on eBay, obviously, because I have my contacts on eBay as well, and some of the stuff that I think is going to be used to me I keep. So over here we have voltage regulators, linear again, and you can see that's all my voltage regulators, 7812s, 79, so both negative and positive. Then we get some more over here. You got to have your LM317 in both packages, SMD type and through hole, because this LM317 you must have. Okay, as I said, I'm into linear stuff, so I never use any switching. As you can see, there's nothing there. I'm into linear, so all my stuff is linear type. And then what do we have? We got transistors, SMD over there. I most of these stuff came on reel. I'll take the reel of that because I don't have any pick and place machine, or I don't send any stuff to companies to make things, so I always need to save space. I know a lot of people like to keep things on a reel, and they got a reel, like, you know, reel rack and stuff like that, but I don't. So I take most of the stuff out, anything actually. I'll take all the stuff out of reels and put them into containers because they take less space in my tiny little room that I have. And what do we have here? We got transistor, low power. We have inductor. We have crystals. Okay, most of the time I have no use for this kind of stuff because I'm not into digital. I always do stuff in the analog domain, so I don't really go into that kind of stuff. But I thought I have some in case if I need some, I don't have to run around like a headless chicken trying to find some. And there we got diodes, bridge rectifiers, trimmers, variable resistors. There we go. Okay, I can't stress enough, this doesn't mean that, like, you know, I like to keep buying parts and stuff like that. No, it's because most of the stuff came to me, and I saved some for myself, obviously. So this is for a project, I believe. Yeah, operation amplifier tester, which I sell on eBay, and I tend to put all the parts for a specific project into these containers. So when I want to build one, I just grab the component, you know, container, and I know all the parts going to be there. I don't have to dick around, run around trying to find this part, that part, all the part here. That's it. Put this here, put it down, and put my PCB down, and Bob's your uncle. We got logics, SMD type. There we go. And we got more logics, through hole, and SMD. There we go. And we got op amps, through hole, and SMD. There we go. What else do we have? We got 555 voltage references, all kind of goody stuff, and we got power resistor, power transistors. Power trannies, you gotta have power trannies when you do works and projects. Okay, so that's all of that. And then what else we have? We have relays. Okay, some of these relays are salvaged. So these relays are all salvaged. These are reed relays, but we got some really nice ones here. We got military spec relays. And then we got some military spec relays over here. Okay, so if there's a project I need, any sensitive project, I use these relays. Obviously, I'll charge a customer for them, but that's that. What else do we have? We got inductors. Okay, we got SMD type inductors, chicken feeds. That's what I used to call them. Tiny little ones. I'll probably bolt this on reels and just empty the whole reels and onto this, because it's more convenient for me to just grab one and I got the components here instead of dicking around with reels. And the problem with reels is then start unwinding. Blah! Don't like it. Don't like it at all. So I'll put them over here. And there we go. So that's some of the components I have. I got loads more. I have a storage unit which I keep most of my components and stuff over there. So here we got components, we got capacitors. Again, these all been taken out of the reels. We got 330 microfarad, we got 150 microfarad, we got 220 microfarad, we got 470 microfarad, we got 100 microfarad, different voltages. So I tend to keep them into these containers, which just makes life easier for me to move things around when I want to do things. Okay, well, that's most of the stuff that I have. As I said, this is specific to my line of work, the stuff that I do. It might be different for other people. You might have different kind of components. You might have different kind of equipments and things like that. It all depends what kind of profession, what kind of things you're onto. Some people are into, like, Arduinos and things like that, so their stuff going to be different to the things that I have, to the components that I have. But the majority of obviously the equipments is going to be the same, because you're going to need a multimeter, you're going to need an oscilloscope. So the brand might be different, but what the actual unit is going to be the same. So that's some of the stuff that I have. If I just grab this out and put it over here, and then I'll take this off and I'll just show you around again. It's not big. My whole bench, I say, is about 1.5 meters, and this is the main area that I do my work over here. And I've got this anti-static desk mat over here, which I think needs changing. I'm not sure how long these things supposed to last, but it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be really hard at the top. It might be to do with the alcohol and cleaning it all the time, but now you can cut it. Before you wouldn't be able to cut it. You could put a knife on it, it will make a dent on it, but you weren't able to cut it. But now, ever since it's gone hard, it's very easy to cut. Okay, and it's really nice and elasticy at the bottom, but at the top it's gone really hard. I don't know the I don't know the lifespan of these things. I don't know if 5 years is too long and it's dead now. Do I need to buy another one? Anyway, it wasn't cheap, but on this side that I haven't been applying alcohol and cleaning is nice and elasticy. So if anyone knows, or if anyone knows where to get these really professional ones, please let me know. I will be, I'll be grateful if you can let me know where you can get this. Another kind of stuff that obviously I use most of the time is solder paste. Okay, so I got few of tubs because obviously I make equipment, I make projects and things for clients so I'm gonna need solder and solder paste. Some of this stuff is out of date, but what I do is I'll reflux them, take the flux that I had before out of it with the help of alcohol, reapply new flux and stuff like that. It's not worth the hassle, but I had I think about 20 or 30 of these tubs that was I think out of date by I don't know when it was. What was the date on them? Out of date, I think by a few months. I don't think that shouldn't make that much difference. I did test them many times with different temperatures and things like that. They all came out fine. No, there was no problem or no issue whatsoever. So I still use them. I think by now it's about 4 or 5 months or maybe 6 months out of date. But obviously, as time go by, it become more and more out of date. So then we'll see if there's going to be a problem with them or not. I tend to make my own flux. This is obviously alcohol and pine sap. That's how you make flux, and I like to make this. The only problem with this is it gets a bit sticky when you apply it and when you use it, but you need to find the right mix to mix the alcohol and the resin. And once you find the right mixture, you don't get it as sticky. Obviously, if you use too much rosin, it's going to become sticky, so it's going to be hard to remove your board, to clean your board. But if you use the right amount, it can be really good. And the good thing about this, obviously, is kind of like how you buy an organic fruit and stuff like that. There's a difference between the chemical things that you buy, all this antique and stuff like that, opposed to using the resin and alcohol. So I tend to use this. It does what it does. I'm happy with it. So that's it, really. I hope you enjoyed this this little video of the lab, all equipment and stuff that I have. And yeah, it's all the, I don't think you need to know, it's all the pliers and screwdriver and stuff like that. Everyone has the same thing, so it's not really that much of difference to anybody else. But yeah, this is my tiny little lab. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give a thumbs up, and until next video, have a good evening.